What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in to this video. Hopefully the Packers win at the end of this video as you're watching this, and we're going out to the Super Bowl and get another one of these. But if we don't, it's all okay. In today's video, more or less, I just want to talk about my journey into starting the shop, which a lot of you guys share that same dream with me, as you guys tell me now how you want to own a shop and you want to do all that stuff too. But before that was even a goal of mine, my life was football. And we're actually in the parking structure of ELAC, East Los Angeles College, to where I try to pursue that dream. Getting cut from the roster 3 times, moving to Mount Sac, getting cut over there, Riverside Community College, getting cut, and realizing that that dream was not going to happen. So I just want to give you guys a little journey and how I used that to motivate me to find something I was good at and not dwell on what I wasn't good at. I was okay, just wasn't good enough to take it to the next level. So that's all okay. So everything happens for a reason, life happens for a reason. So I just want to kind of express my story with you guys. If you guys haven't already, hit the sub button, do all that YouTube shit, and it really goes a long way. So let's go ahead and get to today's video started. Check it out. Alright, so obviously you guys can see the Supra in the beginning intro of the video. Back in the day, this used to be a 2002 Nissan Sentra. This was my ride to work. Blown out shocks, big ass muffler, just wasn't the business. Now I look back at my life and I park in a Supra there. Totally crazy. Let's go ahead and tell you guys how this venture started. Let's get it. So as I was explaining, this used to be like the grounds where everybody hung out at, where they were trying to sign you up for this class, and it was just it was a whole vibe. Football people, sports people, girls. It was the whole meeting grounds of all of it. And now looking back, it's crazy because they fenced all this shit. And let's go ahead and try to see if they can see the football stadium. We got the sports going down over there already. That was the way to get into the stadium, which I'm sure is closed. But when you got inside over there, you go into the locker rooms and stuff like that. This is a whole memory lane thing right here. There's a few people. There's a soccer game going on right now. We're gonna see if we can get into the stands to show you guys the stadium, where it all went down. So after practice, everybody's cool, you gather up your things, you wait outside to wait up for your boys. This was like the bench and stuff, so when I would meet up with the people. And mind you, I moved to this school not knowing nobody. I didn't come over here with friends. I live in Ontario, which is about a 35-40 minute drive away. I wanted to do some shit to chase my dream outside of the area that I didn't know nobody, so I took that risk. And during this time, I'm a security guard, so I'm working 9 p.m. to 6 in the morning. And then I got class out here at 8 in the morning. So when I get off, I sleep an hour and then drive this whole drive and then have practice at 7. Practice was like at 5, ended at 7. Then I had to be at work by 9. So by the time I got out here at 8:30, I've only slept 2 hours. I was doing that shit, and probably that's the reason I wasn't performing my best. I couldn't, I was tired, I was beat, I was doing all the wrong things. But when you don't have any money, it's really hard to pursue a dream and not worry about that, you know what I'm saying? Because it takes gas to get here. You're relying on your family to try to do that. You add that more stress, and you just can't add that to them. So trying to work a job full time, trying to go to school and play football is just a bad recipe. So trust me, and especially during my football days, I wasn't this big. I was actually skinny. I was actually fast. I was actually like with it. But the problem is I was also tired, mentally, physically, all that stuff. So maybe that plays a big role as to why I wasn't fully in my head about doing it, or maybe that there's no excuses for it. At the end of the day, it didn't happen.
but certain scenarios only line up for certain people. So now that I'm feeling all this, I just got cut 3 times. I didn't make the roster. I'm just looking at my life. I got no money. My Nissan Sentra shocks are bad, so I'm driving like this on the freeway. Everybody looking at me, wonder if I'm gonna crash next. I'm really looking at my life like, what am I gonna do? So for a long period of time, I turned to alcohol, turned to friends, turned to not giving a fuck, to wherever I could just pass out so I didn't have to think about it. And it really hit home, it really hit hard. This was my dream, this is all I thought I was gonna make it to be. And then life hit and it really reminded you that it was not gonna be that. So for a short period of time, that's what I was doing. It wasn't the greatest thing, it didn't make me feel the greatest at all. It only made it worse. Because then I got fat and I got like how I am now, and it is not a good look for me. You know, it just doesn't work that way. So after that, I got a little job at UPS and then started selling Kirby vacuums door to door and shit, and the best I could, and trying to scrounge up some change just to turn my life around. So after all this stuff happened, and after all this is going down, I take my final walk away from the stadium. I take my final breath. I realize it's not gonna happen, and it's time to push forward and find out what I'm good at. And as I started selling stuff to Kirby vacuums, I started meeting people, little jobs here and there, I started realizing that I'm good with people. So what can I do that I loved, that's surrounded with using the personality of people, and that I wanted to help people while doing something I love? Then I got into the car game. My 02 Nissan Sentra wasn't the car you would start off your cars with picking, trust me, but it's what I had. So my dad already put a muffler to it. I tried to mess around, and if you're like me and it's an automatic and it has a little overdrive button, you think it's gonna make you go faster. Trust me, I believe all that shit. I used to push that button all the time and thought that I was gonna win. But then I started my car ventures. I got my first Celica stick shift, learned how to drive that. After that, I got a 1990 DA9 Integra. That's what I hold too close to my heart. I had 3 of those, DA9 fan for life, and I want to get another one. But after that, I started messing around with meets, car meets, meeting people, meeting some of you guys watching this video, doing all types of stuff and just mingling with people. And then therefore I could put people that want to fix up cars and help them do that, and that's what created the dream. And along that, I'm still watching football on the sidelines, so keeping that going. After that, I get a job at McDonald's. You guys know the rest. Worked there 5 years. I used to get laughed at, people picking on me, people recording me, telling me if you didn't go to school, this is going to be you, blah, blah, blah. I used to get mean my whole life. And I used to tell everybody I worked with at McDonald's that I'm going to make it out of here one day, I'm going to be this, and yeah. And that's what life's going to be. Nobody's going to believe you until you make it happen, until you make it work. Now, I'm in the position I'm in to share that story, to share along the guidelines and stuff that I've learned over the years, and I want to share that with you guys. No matter how hard you get knocked down, it's about how strong you stand up. The world's on your shoulders and we can't give up. This concludes episode 1, first of the journey, coming to the homeland of me wanting to play sports, so we'll really continue on next. Now in the next episode, we're going to film where I kind of drew the line, where I drew up my plan, where I drew up my book, where I thought of the idea of making the shop. Thank you guys for watching that first little segment. Stay tuned and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Appreciate you guys.